I wrote this poem this summer. It's called The Last Days of August. The last days of August, the sun sank low, the moon rose high. Stars struggled to show their faces amid the darkened sky. The lake was stilled and echoed back the silenced motor of a boat and drifted from its wake into the velvet cloak. The full moon cast a shimmering path from edge of lake to leeward side. It called, "Come follow, do not struggle, do not try to hide." Inviting, beckoning, leading, a coppery ladder of light set out among the shadows of the coming night.
Go ahead.
I wrote this last May. I had finished my last last cancer treatments in February. So it's been 111 days since I completed my cancer treatments, but who's counting? In those days, I have steadily grown stronger and hairier. I would describe my hairstyle as salt and pepper pixie. It's kind of cute, and well, I just like having hair. When it first started coming in around mid-January, it was very fine and downy-like and almost imperceptible. I could brush my hand over the top of my head and tickle my palm, and my hair was soft like a puppy's. I called it puppy hair. The problem with my hair growing back was that it was growing everywhere. I had, and this is a real term, monkey face. Yes, I had soft fuzz all over my entire head and body. I was a newborn with lanugo. Now, mind you, I hadn't noticed the fuzz at first. I thought the skin on my cheeks was irritated or whatever. It just didn't feel smooth. And it wasn't until I caught my reflection in the bathroom mirror as the sun was coming through a side window that I saw the halo of hair all over my face. Really? Nobody had told me about this lovely side effect. I Googled hairy face after chemo. And immediately hundreds of entries popped up. Huh, interesting. I asked my husband, Fred, if he had noticed it. He said he had. But that he was happy that my hair was growing back and I was feeling good and it didn't matter that it was all over my face. And I couldn't decide if I loved him more for not telling me or if I was mad at him for not telling me. Aw, hell. How could I be mad at him for seeing me? A few months earlier, he had seen the strong, confident, independent woman he fell in love with fall apart into a weak, frightened, completely dependent child. But I was back, and he saw me. Not the fuzzy outer me, but the laughing, singing, dancing me. I was on a plane from Chicago last month and wasn't feeling particularly well. As we were deplaning, a woman across the aisle angrily ordered me to allow a mother and child who were behind me to move forward in line so they could deplane with another passenger ahead of me. It's not the way that it works on the plane, right? So I wanted to say to her, hey, I have cancer and I feel like puking. And, by the way, why didn't you give up your seat so they could all sit together? That made sense to me. But the fact of the matter was, and is, I don't have cancer anymore. I probably felt sick because of the long lingering effects of my treatment, but I can no longer expect people to act kindly toward me because they see a hairless face and head. I look normal. I think that's what upset me so much about this encounter. It wasn't that I no longer get special treatment. It was that there are so many people who are invisibly hurting, inside or out. The woman in the checkout line at the grocery store may have just lost her husband. The man picking up his mail at the post office may have taken his son to rehab last week. Kindness shouldn't solely extend to people we see in need. Kindness should be given to all people, whether we see their hairiness or their nakedness.